Today is World Cancer Day, and according to the World Health Organization, cases are expected to skyrocket in the next 2 decades.
Worldwide, cases are expected to go from an estimated 8.2 million per year up to 13 million every year. News 3's Gerard Romalo joins us in the studio with more on this. Gerard, the news is not, however, all bad.
Oh, that's right, Jessica. There are some positives that are happening right now, both in the area of medicine and also in education. Undeveloped nations are expected to see the largest increase, but even here in the U.S., we do still have our own challenges.
More than 500,000 Americans still die of some form of cancer every year. While it remains a top killer in the U.S., studies reveal the risk of dying from the disease is actually on the decline. Dr. Jonathan Bernstein is the director of the Children's Specialty Centers of Nevada.
The diagnosis has been improving over the years such that we have been able to differentiate certain types of tumors that were very hard to do before, and also come up with those patients that may have a variant of tumor that may make them more likely to respond or less likely to respond.
Better diagnoses are due in part to medical advancements, but also to prevention education, such as risk warnings associated with tobacco usage and poor diet. Dr. Bernstein says the old adage of early detection still holds true, and in many adult patients especially, it can be life-saving. For younger patients such as 3-year-old Jillian Moore, who we met last year, the challenges can be greater, since often there are no warning signs or bad habits that have been developed over time. Little Jillian had a tummy ache that turned out to be a form of cancer called neuroblastoma. Thankfully, she's receiving treatment now and progressing nicely. As for the types of treatments available, those are always changing. In addition to chemotherapy and radiation, oncologists have seen success with stem cell transplants, immunotherapy, and a host of new drugs.
There's new drugs that are being tried out on the market that literally bind now to a cancer cell and bind to an immune cell and bring them next to each other.
Dr. Bernstein says while cancer remains a challenge, progress in the U.S. is being made. He remains hopeful over time the number of those affected, like the cancer cells themselves, will diminish.
Yeah, we talk about some of those new drugs, a lot of them still in clinical trial phases right now, so they may not be readily available to everyone. For a lot of people, the cost of treatment remains one of the biggest obstacles. And Jim, I'll just point out quickly, a lot of people will recognize Dr. Bernstein there. He's kind of grown out his beard and let his hair go a little bit. Well, he's going to be shaving all that off in the upcoming St. Baldrick's event, which does benefit childhood cancer. That's coming up in just a few weeks.
Gotcha. Jessica was seeing a little Mandy Patinkin there, yes?
She's
right?
very nice. I think it'll make a really big impact when he does the shave for St. Baldrick's. Very cool.
It will. We want to talk more about this subject in one area of cancer specifically.